Hey Terra Nova, it is Holy Week, the week that Christians have celebrated for 20 centuries between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. And I've been reflecting this week on that experience for them, what that week was like, particularly as it drew to a close, and all of the expectations and hopes and dreams and plans that were utterly and completely destroyed for them on Friday, and then the unexpected, unbelievable joy and hope and new life that they found in the midst of that, or we might say just on the other side of that despair and hopelessness on that first Easter Sunday. And that's really what Easter is all about. In fact, Peter, who was there many years later, in a letter he writes, says, "Thanks be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who in his great mercy has given us new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus from the dead." And for Peter, Easter was all about that. Easter was all about a new lease on life, a brand new life, and a renewal of hope and joy and purpose in his life as a result of something that Peter didn't just believe happened. He knew it happened. He saw it with his own eyes, and that changed everything for his life and for all of the first followers of Jesus. It began on Easter. Easter was the thing. And so I just think it is so appropriate in the midst of the experiences that we're having as a nation and as a world right now, that this weekend we are celebrating Easter. We are celebrating that new life, that brand new start, that hope, that the resurrection of Jesus from the dead means to us, not just as something that happened then, but as something that happens for us now again and again and again, as we find ourselves in places where it seems like our own hopes and expectations and plans have been dismantled or even destroyed, and that God is a God who raises dead things to life again. He brings new life from the dead, and he does it all of the time. And that's what the first Christians talked about again and again, that this is what Easter meant to them. And that's why I'm so excited to be celebrating it this weekend. And we have, our three services online, our normal three services, Saturday at 5, Sunday 9:30 and 11. You can watch them on Facebook. You can watch them on our web page, ourterranova.com/watch. And more importantly, you can invite friends to do it with you. In fact, if you're watching on Facebook, you might have already seen this little thing right under the screen where you're watching, where you can hit it and you can create a watch party, and you can invite some of your family or friends, maybe people around the country, and you've never been able to invite them to Terra Nova before, and you can actually invite them this Easter to watch with you, and you can even have little conversations with them and so forth. But this is a year more than ever to share Easter with people in your life, because here's something you and I have already been thinking about, and that is, as difficult as this is for many of us, the things that we're processing and going through and struggling with, losses of jobs, just uncertainty about the future. What does this all mean for our country and for the world to come? That there are millions of other people and dozens, if not hundreds of people that perhaps even people who've walked away from God, who have given up on God, and maybe they've been completely uninterested in ever receiving an invitation from you prior to this. But right now, because of where they're at in their life, they're on their backs and there's nowhere to look but up. And this might be the year that you can share Jesus and you can share Easter with friends and loved ones in your life. And so I just want to encourage you over the next few days to be thinking and praying about people who might appreciate that invitation, and extend it to them. Invite them to watch with you, either before Easter or maybe on the day of, to just share it with people. And let's celebrate the joy and the hope and the new life of Easter all together as a community in our various homes and places of viewing, as we worship the power of God who raises us from the dead, who brings new life from the dead. I'll see you this weekend for Easter at Terra Nova.